We're back, and I hope you guys enjoyed that special commercial with T-Squared and Kristen for Sony Ericsson. It was made specifically for you guys for this tournament. And now we're going to go into game number 6, Team King of the Hill on Oasis.
We are starting this game number 5 off with Formal from Dynasty because, well, quite frankly, he's incredible.
And he definitely has been putting up MVP-type performance and numbers this tournament. It's been absolutely amazing to watch. And he's going to start it off by going near the bridge. He's going to think about going into top green, decide to back down, and he's going to be watching and looking for the sniper.
Yeah, and so now, as we see, Dynasty is just going to be running around there, going to finally get control of the sniper, and we'll see if Formal can put it to use. He was going for the crouch so his bloom would reset, but he was unable to do so. 3 members of Dynasty now pushing on this hill. They have Habit surrounded. Hines already putting that grenade launcher to use. He is so good with that weapon.
Hines known for his grenade launcher. Even in the first tournament of the entire season, we were talking about him and his I guess, awesomeness with that weapon. And we see now 9-1 lead. The green, bottom green, we've talked about it, not the greatest, especially in the beginning of the game. It seems teams kind of avoid getting in the hill, instead opting to kind of try to set up around the map, get a few kills, and kind of gain some sort of mental dominance over their opposing team.
Destin hooking a really good noob there with that, plasma grenade. And Destin's always been, widely known as a person who has untapped potential, Chris. He doesn't practice necessarily as much as other teams, at least he hasn't in the past, but everyone knew he was so naturally gifted. Yeah, naturally skilled player. He just seems to kind of pick the game up really well, regardless of how much he plays it. And we talk about that, but the thing is, he's a great team player as well. Even though he's skilled, he might not be out shooting everyone he faces. We're always going to notice he's going to be in the right places at the right time, and he listens to his teammates so well. Here we see as Destin's just going to push into the hill. Formal and Destin kind of seem to be the duo on this team. They always are on the same side of the map, so it's going to break up Formal and Destin and Hines and THO. And I think it actually works out for the better because they kind of complement one another. Destin's going to be the one trying to take fire. He's going to be the one kind of moving around. Formal more of a sneakier type player, but at the same time, the interesting part about that is Formal is in normal spots. He's not like kind of hiding around, but it seems that he doesn't get shot at nearly as much as other players. He has basically an invisible force field surrounding him, and no one can get to him. And now we're seeing his Infamous is just attempting to do something here, but at the beginning of the game, it's a little bit hard to do so. So now they really need to take back full red control. They have a nice push here, started by a really good noob. Lethal now is pushing the high bridge. Blaze is coming from the back. He is at green, and a really good noob is going to get embarrassed by THO. His T-Rex arms just didn't stretch far enough for that melee. THO waiting him out, ends up getting the beatdown after Ryan noob attempted. Now we see a really good noob spawning in the back of red. This is exactly what we've been talking about. These lucky spawns way in the back corner, and now we're seeing as Dynasty just rolling over Infamous in this game type. They're up by almost 40 points. Dynasty just looking extremely impressive, Chris. And the one thing I'm noticing is that they are stopping them from pushing River at all. They are not letting them come from behind. And I really am starting to think that is kind of the key. I understand that green is definitely going to be important because of Sniper, but it seems that if you can shut them down from pushing through the river, you can get a very good chunk of time. And second time, Infamous is going to be spawning in the back of red, which is Toxic almost picking up the clutch double kill, but APG is going to kill him and try to get a little bit of hill time for Infamous. And I think you're right, Scott. I think the back corners, especially with the hill, are the areas you need to be worried about, because if they get a flank in that area, they're going to come from behind, usually getting 2 or 3 kills in the process. And Infamous isn't even aware of Formal and THO's push here. They just came straight from Blue Bridge, not aware. They are setting up for the sniper, it looks like, but Blaze was actually taken out as well. So all 4 members of Infamous coming off the respawn, they are stuck at Blue, and Formal is about to make them pay. And I really like how he's positioned himself. We've talked about it a little bit on this map, but the front of the bases are so important to control.
And he's just been running around. And another huge thing we kind of want to talk about is the way that some of these players have been dodging grenades. We've seen in the past jumping being used in a lot in almost every situation. A lot of times, though, when you jumped and a grenade kind of came out, there was no way you could maneuver around it. It was going to hit you no matter what. These players now becoming smarter, realizing it might be better to stay on the ground. You could see Formo a little bit earlier using the ground to kind of roll away from grenades. He knows perfectly how to dodge it.
Yeah, evade is so sweet, isn't it, Chris? You can just do whatever you want pretty much.
Very fun. You'll see Hines now going to kill a really good noob. But instead of going towards the hill, he's going to kind of run back, get control of this red base, and almost do the exact same maneuver that he did before. Kind of like Groundhog Day here for Hines. He's going to kill APG with a headshot. And we still see, though, milk and hill time by Infamous. They're only down by 30.
I'm almost starting to think that Infamous may be a little bit burned out, Chris. I mean, we've seen it so many times before in the past. When you go into an 11-game series in the losers bracket finals, you still feel accomplished, especially if you win that. So when you come into the championship, you may be a little bit, you know, less caring almost.
I wouldn't say less caring, but I do get what you're saying, Scott. I mean, it's hard, especially when you've played so much Halo and now down 4-1 in the series, especially if Dynasty starts running away with this game. You kind of get the feeling like, oh man, I'm tired now. I'm a little bit fatigued. These guys have been playing for all weekend long. But at the same time, the way the new format is set up, Dynasty's only played 2 matches today. Infamous, this is going to be their 3rd match they played Dynasty. Then they beat Warriors, now back against Dynasty. So I really don't know if the fatigue can really be an excuse.
Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, I really didn't even take into consideration that this is their 3rd match. This is Dynasty's 2nd of the day. Such an easy day. Really, it's all you want to do. You win winners finals, and then you hang out in the finals, and you just watch as people decide their own fate. It's such a good feeling.
You see Formo's got the grenade launcher, and you see Infamous now spawning back red, although it looks like Ryan Noob made a great flank. He's going to be behind, and he's going to pick up an easy kill, maybe an easy double kill, but no, getting back smacked by Destin. Saw him for a second, and Destin doing a great job holding it down for his team in this hill, and that's 3 down for Infamous.
Formo has picked up the sniper, and he is just going to lock down this hill. And really, I mean, Dynasty is making Infamous's charges look so predictable. Infamous can't gain any ground. Although Destin's going to be taken out, APG will be cleaned up, and Formo will be able to line up some headshots here. Does he spot him? And he is going to get really cocky here, Chris.
Going for the no-scopes, but you saw the player as he dropped down into the base, and now you see his Blaze trying to finish him off. Blaze doing a great job finishing his kill, and now we see his 3 are down for Dynasty, and Infamous could possibly get a few hill times to kind of get back into this game.
Lethal's going to be sitting in the hill. Blaze has now picked up the sniper. He's going to need to get the health. All members of Dynasty will be spawning at red. This hill is moving in 35 seconds. Chris, 35 seconds. Do you go for the hill, or do you just let them get it and set up for the new one?
You have to try to stop these guys from getting this hill. Even though it's 35 seconds, that whole 35 seconds would give Infamous the lead if they don't do anything about it. So at 30, I would say the times when you start dodging the hill, we're going to do about 5 seconds left. But you know, this game is starting to get pretty intense. We heard the communication from last game. It's been awesome. So we're going to go back to an Astro listen, and we'll be back probably around the 3-minute mark.
Hill control.
Tweaking the hill. One shot, red rocks. One shot, red rocks.
We're only down by 30.
One shot, red rocks on the hill. No, he's not. He went tunnel. He went tunnel.
Yeah, what's the health?
What's red health? Red health.
One down.
There's gonna be a guy red health.
That's one. That's his dead. One dead.
Push.
Push. Stay alive, Bradley. Stay alive, Bradley. You gotta stay alive, Bradley. Full hill to Zaxxik. Full hill to Zaxxik. I died. Yo, there's we have 2 dead. We have 2 dead. This red rock.
Red rock. Speed times.
One shot, red rock. Nice.
2 dead. Someone get health. I think we're you guys.
Hill.
We got Matt. Red rocks. Ready. Ready, you guys. We can rock. Speak, ABG.
I'm looking. 2 dead. 2 on 2. 2 red rocks. Red rocks to hill. Top green, red lobby, man. Yo, red rocks again. Lobby guys, weak ways. Lobby. Yes! Where they at? I know. Jody, weak. Behind you also, Joe. Behind you. Nice, dude. Shots around him. Get him. I'm no shield. Yo, blue lobby, guys. Blue lobby weak. I'm looking blue lobby, please. Oh, Mimic. We got hell. Stay back. I'm looking at shot lobby, guys. I'm looking. Stay alive. Mimic, guys. Watch it. Where? 15 seconds. I'm lobby weak. Blind it. Leave those one shot for red. Ready right now. Ready. Two shots are back. Get her back, guys. Ryan, one shot, Ryan, Josh. One shot, right brains. Last one. Top grade, one shot. One shot hiding.
He's jumping.
What are you doing, idiot? We need a hill. Get her back. We need a hill. The rocks, lethal. Lethal's weak. Let's spawn red. Lethal was blue somewhere. Lethal's blue. One dead. I got sniped. Nice. Red lobby. I died. Red bridge, Joe. Back red wall, Ryan. Back red wall. I'll see red bridge. Guys, fall behind. One shot hill, Ryan, guys. I'll get him. Lobby, going red wall. Red one shot. Joe. Red G, right now. Red G. I'm going for hill. You need to get hill time, guys. Yeah, guys. Red wall. I need help. Ready, weak. Dropping on you. Got him. Nice. Let's go. I'm in bridge. I need help. Guys, weak. Blind you. Enemy. Watch out, Ryan. You guys are big. Over there. Weak. Lethal. Two shots. I got him. Watch right. Stay alive. You're low. Watch him back red. Will kill me. Snipes down on my axe. Guys, side. Stop him from down red evades. Keep saying what we're doing. Watch hill, Ryan.
Getting it. He's one shot. Nice. Another one. Red hill. Last guy. Red hill. He's red flag. Red flag. Run all the way. That's one shot. I got shit from hill.
You know, is there front blue.
He's going.
Full hill. Hill was one shot. Two shots. One shot here. Ryan, watch red. Ryan, watch this one, Ryan.
I don't see the red.
He's dead. I got him. Running away. Blaze. I'm looking for Blaze. Watch him back red.
25 seconds left the hill.
Watch out for green, guys. Control the one. Jody.
Grab your get out of there.
Stay alive, Joe. Nice. 8 seconds left. Red wall weak. Sniping red wall. 2 shots. I'm going for the hill. Watch out hill in the picture, guys.
Hill.
2 by 0. Blaze is weak. 2 red rocks. Blaze is weak. 2 red rocks. 2 red rocks. Blaze is weak. We need to finish him. On mid-range. Blaze is weak. They're on mid-range, Ryan.
Back blue. Nice shot, Chris.
I got sniper.
Nice shot, Brian. Watch blue. Watch this one.
Red. Definitely red. I'm sniping at blue rack.
I'm Bradley, guys.
I'm sniping at blue rack.
Red tunnel. 2 guys red. Red.
3 guys red. Hill.
One's that?
Last guy. 3 guys red. Hill.
Nice job, TJ. Keep it up, TJ.
Formal. I got formal. Some of the guy red flag.
I'm watching blue.
Blue flag going pot. Blue pot.
I'm watching. I don't see him.
Nice shit, TJ.
One shot. Tunnel.
Nice shot,
One green. I got one. Heinz, kill Heinz.
I got Heinz.
Nice shot, right dead.
Who's shooting me?
Nice shit. 3 dead. Keep this hill. Red hill. Red
Hill's got shots.
That's dead. I'm watching the red from blue. I have no health either.
Watch out,
One shot top green.
That's blue. Chris.
I got one.
Bottom green. 2 guys.
Nice shot, TJ.
2 guys bottom green.
TJ, good shot.
Last guy.
Front blue. Can't see him. He's front blue. Got shot for him. Go for hill. 2 dead. 1 dead.
He's one shot blue.
Nice shot, TJ.
Back blue. They're spawning back there.
Blue rocks.
Heinz, I'm meeting back up. Red hill. River.
Watch out. 2 shot bottom green. Get the blue.
Nice shot, bottom green.
I'll get help TJ.
Nice shit.
Top green. Jump green. Blue. One shot. Watch out blue rocks.
One shot. Just spawn a blue. I need help. I need a real. I'm here. Jump. Go.
Hill 5 seconds. New hill 5 seconds. Get to the new hill.
At 1, Chris. I got assassinated. I got assassinated. On the curve. On the curve. On the whole back. 2 shots.
Watch out, Hunt! I'm at
To the left. Left. Down left. Nice. Nice. 2 daddies. 2 daddies. He's up top. He's up top. I got.
Back in the hill. One shot next.
I got one.
Blue plat, Slave. Blue plat team.
Where's he going? Here, Chris, here.
CJ, on Chris. Nice shot, Chris.
He needed that.
Concrete shooting me. Blue wall. Nice. Let's go, Charles. Nice.
Dynasty winning the nail biter there, Chris.
Yeah, winning now. They're up 5-1 over Infamous. Dynasty looking just so strong. And that's another King of the Hill game on Oasis we've seen come down to the last thing. And looking a look at the stats, we see +5 out of THO, +3 out of Destin, +4 out of Formal. On the other side, APG having a rough game, although he did have the most time for Infamous. And you know, we thought about going to a commercial, but we said screw that. We're about to bring you the next game of the series. We are going to Team Slayer on Sanctuary.